Welcome to the show, Fresh Cuts. It's your first time joining us. Welcome to the show. If you're a subscriber returning to check out another episode, thank you for subscription and thank you for your support. Now, if you're here, you probably want to hear things like, is Michael Cohen dry snitching out here? Is mental health a real thing? We're going to talk about those things and more. These three guys and myself, we're ready to do it right now. I know that we got into a little bit of a heated chat in a good way a little earlier this week over some debate. We'll say debate. Over some comments made by NBA player Demar DeRozan. Now, if you haven't heard the comments made, I don't actually have the quote here in front of me, but I'm pretty sure you can find it. It's about mental health. I think
way to be ready, Ali.
I believe on that day I can actually in post edits put it up. By the way, that's the magic. Of editing. so way to make an ass out of yourself, and I'm keeping it. No, I'll keep all of that in. That's hilarious. But I think the same exact day that quote aired on I think you shared it, Rob. It was from Instagram. I saw an ESPN article that was actually tracking folks like Kevin Love and a couple other basketball players that was talking about mental health in the NBA. So I think they had a correlation in them in that, you know, there are some NBA players who feel that their mental health or the mental health for athletes or even other celebrity style professionals is something that, you know, isn't taken seriously enough in society. I think we got into an interesting debate in the chat about like whether or not that can be, I don't know about whether or not it's realistic, but more so like how much validity can we put behind that given the level of stress that different folks have at different levels in society. So I thought it was really interesting that, you know, we got into it really good there. So we bring it here so folks can kind of hear about it and as well comment below and tell us their thoughts on it. So I think Rob, if you want to kick us off with your thoughts on
a lot has changed, more information has come out, but basically let me go back to
Come on, son.
Let me go back to the chat and read verbatim.
That exact face and those words that Rob said will come back to be the exact face and phrase that Donald Trump says when
wow, hold up.
Jesus
Christ.
Chips.
That's a little too much.
Yeah. So, when Michael Cohen finally finishes his snitch job on Donald Trump, he's going, wait, some new facts have come out. Let me change what I said, a couple years ago. But go ahead, my bad.
So anyway, basically, like we kept talking, there's a lot of mental health awareness right now. But that doesn't necessarily mean a lot of people are dealing with the mental stress, mental issues that a lot of people actually have. So it seems, especially with celebrities, a lot of people, in sense what we were talking about before, bandwagon on. So I was getting at DeMar saying he's being a little whiny ever since he's been traded from Toronto to the Spurs, which is confusing to me because I would think in the Spurs you would have a better chance to win a title. Even though Toronto has the better team, their time is done.
Let me just ask a quick question though. So, like, I think we can all agree that, like, some of what causes depression is like trauma, right? Like, trauma is what leads to depression in a lot of cases. Like, is it not? Do you not think it might be traumatic for like a player who didn't think he was gonna get traded in a city that he loved? Like,
but why are all these players getting in their feelings? They know.
But like, okay, think about it like this. Think about it like in your career, right? Like you work in a specific career, and like in that industry, like there are certain companies that are like great companies, and then there are certain companies that are just trash companies, like with horrible management and all that shit. So like imagine like you're making your same amount, but like you now get like transferred from this great company where you love all the people and everybody's great to now you have to go into work every day with motherfuckers that you hate and like could possibly have an issue with. So like I feel like if we put it in those terms, I feel like because a lot of us feel like if you're an athlete or you're a celebrity of some kind, like you don't have a real job with like real stresses like the rest of us. And I don't know if I necessarily buy into that completely. Like there are certain celebrities that like are just, you're famous for being famous. And like people like the Kardashians and all them, it's just like, while they have good ideas and good management and shit, they took advantage of the lane they had. But like that lane shouldn't have even been a lane like to begin with, to be honest. Like you should not be famous just because you got a big ass like that you actually paid for. So you know what I'm saying? But I just don't.
They got a reality check of what we usually deal with, because all of us have had.
But even outside of career,
might have lost.
But even outside of career, don't we all have stress?
Of course.
Like no matter, like we all have stress out. Like we don't know what DeMar DeRozan's family life is like. Like we don't know what he goes home to every day. Like we haven't. Like I think because we think he has money, we make up this idea in our head about what it is, but like we really think about it, we have no idea what that man does when he's not on TV. You know what I'm saying? So it's just I think it's hard to make that. Also, I think it's hard to make that snap judgment.
On top of that too, I think
Charles. Everybody to speed. Hold up. DeMar DeRozan basically said that he wishes that everybody was rich so they can see that being rich isn't everything, and you can be depressed while being rich, which is a true statement. You can be depressed on anything. But go ahead, Dizdle.
I was gonna say, I think Barkley said something to the effect of like, when he got rich, it's just like you really can't trust people around you because you look out for your family, your friends. Exactly. It's never enough, and then the relationships you build is just like, is this real or is it not? They're here because you have money. And for DeMar, like he probably felt like Toronto was his family. You know what I mean? So you probably had the owners telling them like, nah, you're the cornerstone. Right. We're never gonna get rid of you.
They definitely said that too.
And then you feel betrayed too. Like damn, yo. Man. They told me one day. Yeah, they told me
two things that Ali have said. Biggie's quote: "More money, more problems." It's true every day.
Are you gonna give that? You gonna give that to Ali?
I said it.
I got in my head too. Like I said it. I was like,
you did say it. I said Biggie's quote. But the second thing he also said is that these teams don't give a shit about these players. And it's shown time and time again in NFL, in the NBA, in baseball. Like, come on. The only person they give about is LeBron, who's the only one that has control of his own career because he can pretty much go to any team.
So, first of all, let me give credit where credit is due. It was Dizzle who put that in the chat. He said, more money, more problems. That was Dizzle who quoted that. So, I have a.
Oh, this is the second chat.
Yeah, you got it. Oh, damn it! I should have never brought that up. Got it. Strike that from the record. But here's the thing. I was gonna say
there's only so many dark bald dudes allowed in the other chat, man. we met our quota.
Cut the grass, the snake show.
Isn't it
grass, the snake show?
Isn't it funny how like the cameras have set us up to be like the two black guys on this side, like we're playing 2-on-2 debate? I don't know what this is. But here's the thing.
And then the two heavy dudes up top.
Oh wow.
Wait, but here's what I wanted to say, because Rob introduced the point before I could make it, which I'm very glad that he did, which is add an additional layer to this. I think we're trying to look at it from the specificity of the lenses of the people who are dealing with it. You can't. But if you try to find a commonality between all these kind of celebrities and artists and kind of media personas that we see out there who seem to be dealing with this struggle of what it's like to be in their shoes, I think what you find the commonality is a lack of control of their own lives, right? Like it just seems like there's this sentiment that you don't really control your own situation, even though you have all this money and now you can actually Where we say, if I had that kind of money, I'd do whatever I want. So most of them, from what I'm hearing them say, is they still feel like they're not in control, whether it be mentally or whether it's in Demar DeRozan's case. If he was asked, do you want to be traded? I'm pretty sure he'd say no. But because that decision was made without like him being able to control, it's like, well, you know, I can give a team everything that I have and put it out there on the court. And yes, I don't know if it was like 18 million, 20 million, I don't know what he's making, but they'll give you that in return, but then they'll kind of push you out the door whenever they want something better or newer, right? It's like, imagine if you married somebody and you gave them everything, and then like 12 years into your marriage, they go, all right, it's time for the next person who's better than you. Peace out. I think that would hurt.
Called America.
Oh, well, and that's why America has the highest divorce rate in the whole world, right?
In the world, yeah.
So, yeah.
Go ahead, no, continue, I'm sorry.
No, I think to your point, it's like people look for that LeBron-like control level of their life, right? Where it's like, I choose where I want to play. I choose what my brand looks like. I choose what control the narrative about what's said about me. Most people don't have that, and they make more money than LeBron. It's not about money at that point, right?
But the one thing I said about this whole Demar DeRozan thing that I didn't like is nobody wants to hear that from him. Like, yes, it could be true. A lot of things could be true. But regular Joes, we're regular workers, we don't want to hear that, because we would kill for that opportunity to have the resources that he has. Because the name of the game is get that money in America. At least capitalism, like Black Steven said. No matter what you want to say, because what's his contract again?
I think it's like 25 mil, 22, 25 mil.
Yeah, I think it's all closer to the 30, 25.
So maybe I was going to say like 27.
Now the question is that U.S. dollars or Canadian? Because I heard there's a difference. I don't know if y'all heard the same thing.
Probably Canadians higher at this point.
That's got to be in the contract. That's got to be in the contract.
So all I'm saying is, basically,
pay me
all that money, he has the resources to, all right, I'm having a bad day. Yeah, bad couple weeks. Let me go clear my mind. Oh, let me go to Fiji. I can't do that. I can't pick up my family and just go like that, get in a jet and go. So clear my mind, and
on top of it, they also have the access to the best care available too, because they got so much money.
Exactly. Best healthcare available, best financial advisors available, best lawyers available. They get in the best of everything.
But I feel like that's the even out part. That's the even out part, because we also don't have to deal with, cameras in our face all the time. Niggas asking us.
Don't deal with cameras like that. Let's be real.
Nigga,
they ain't like the Kardashians.
I'd be so pissed if every time I walked out of my house there was a camera.
Hard to
but
see.
You figure out the way to do it. You got blacked out limos. You got little glasses.
But here's the thing, guys, because I partially agree with you, Rob, in that, or Merc, in that I do think that it might have come off a little bit insensitive on his part to say, like, oh, I wish everybody could be rich. They can see it's not that easy. Because
we all wish we could be rich too.
Because I think, to that point, exactly, there's people out there who are like, my biggest stress is not having money. So, and I don't know if you guys hear that. What is that?
It's all right. It's you.
Okay. Is it me? Sure. Okay.
No. That was Black Steven, and he laughed too hard.
But here's the thing. I know for sure I've dealt with it personally and have people around me who've dealt with mental health issues. And to me, like, I'm kind of like you in that my mind stays like, well, do something to make your situation better. And the way that these mental health issues work, it's not something that you can physically control, because if they can actually turn it off or on when they wanted to, it wouldn't be a mental health issue, it'd be a choice, right? And I think that that's why, like, there's, and we'll bring it all the way back to the topic about Anthony Bourdain. He lived a life that a lot of folks were like, traveling, eating food in the most exotic places, and
doing all the drugs.
And he lived that life, but somehow it still ended tragically the way it did, because at some point, what he was looking for, he wasn't going to find it anywhere on this planet. That's the way his mind was working. Like he felt like.
I think a lot of.
Yeah.
When it comes to mental health, a lot of people don't really put themselves in the person that's going through it in their shoes. So, like for Demar, we'll look at it like, man, if I have that money, I'll be good. But you looking at it like you have the same lifestyle you have now, plus 27 million. You're not looking at what he's mentally going through, what stresses he might have at home, work. It's totally different, and you can't compare his his lifestyle or his income with someone else because he only knows that at this point. So like you can't say, oh, there's people who's going through worse because he's not going through that. He's going through what he's going through. So
everyone goes through stress in life. Everyone goes through obstacles. That is life. Life is hard.
Right.
It is.
No one's
denying that.
Yeah,
but sometimes
he doesn't have to worry about putting food on the table. He doesn't. And like back to getting care.
Right, but
you can get the best therapist in the world to
the thing too
help
is
them get through this.
But the
money isn't everything.
But
money's not the only stress.
Right.
Money's not the only reason someone becomes depressed. You know what I mean?
But like, here's the thing: we like when you make more money, you spend more money, and like, not to say that like that's not a like, oh, you could be responsible with your money and shit, but it's like there's a lifestyle that he has to maintain as well. Like, he makes more money than all of us, but he also spends way more money than the rest of us too.
Agreed.
So it's just like, but again, that's why it's a stress for him. So like, yo, is my knee gonna hold up for all these seasons that I need to play in order to like have enough when I'm done to have everything? Like, that's still a stress, bro. Like, that's still a financial stress that he bears.
But if you're smart
that
with
we
your
don't
money,
understand,
investing it in other things that you can to take care of yourself.
Yeah, but then it's like, well, how can I trust this person? Because we all know that like that shit happens to athletes all the time.
That's LeBron.
That's the stress on top of it.
LeBron.
Man, it's still stressful. Like, regardless, any way you slice it, it's still wild.
That's one thing you got to give it to LeBron, because, like you say, how can I trust this person? What LeBron did is he hired all his boys and put them through school and put them through.
Yeah, but not everyone's boys are smart though.
No, but here's the thing. So like, some people don't have to work, and we'll use Demar DeRozan in this case just because he's the person here. But Demar DeRozan doesn't have to worry about putting food on the table tomorrow for his family, and maybe us in our situation we do.
For generations, he doesn't have to worry about it.
But we don't know what it's like to wake up in the morning with a sense of inadequacy, right? Like, that's different. Like, for us, we might have a level of confidence that there's nothing that can really shake us and that'll make us like kind of give up on ourselves. Who's to say he's not fighting that every day, like this I still didn't make it mentality, or I'm not worth much. Like, we know people
this could have happened before he got into the league too, but go ahead.
Or it could have, listen, there's people who are like crazy fitness physique folks, and you're like, yo, how do you get like that? And they still think that they're like terrible looking and that they're never gonna make it.
Yo, all the women I've dated that would like be considered 10s, they all, like, if you ask them like what they look, man, oh my god, it's the worst shit.
Everyone has insecurity. And somebody made
about to say,
about
how many 10s you dated?
I got a few on the list.
And somebody said,
yo, can we add two together?
2 5s.
I had a 6 and a 4. That makes 10.
I had a couple.
Somebody did say about celebrities that basically they're insecure because their job is to go for that spotlight. They want the spotlight. So when they're not getting it,
and also like not for nothing, like, you got to compare them to their peers. So Demar's probably, he could be a little depressed or sad or stressed that he's not doing as well as his peers.
Yeah.
Like,
I blame the media then, because he's overhyped. He's not on the level of.
See, now you're gonna send him to another therapist.
Yeah, I know. Look at
shit.
Listen, what I was trying to highlight.
He's not on Wade's level, like.
Real
look,
quick.
okay, like, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, real quick, and then I'll pass it over to you, Steve. Like, the moment that these folks wake up, celebrities, they can just type in their name and press enter on a computer on a mobile device, and the amount of things that are said about them, good, bad, ugly, whatever. There's no way that there's even the best celebrity in the world who's like, I don't pay any attention.
There's no way.
But
that shit
why?
Is eventually, the worst of the worst shit is eventually, like, there's no way it doesn't get. There's no filter that could possibly keep it from there.
You can't encapsulate yourself from the world, unfortunately. No matter how much money you have, you can't live on Mars.
All right, but fine. But you can internally think to yourself like, I'm not gonna sweat it.
But your mental power is someone else's.
Some people are insecure.
But also, okay, so I guess my whole thing is like, look at the human being, because like at the end of the day, we all people, right? So like, and maybe this segues into like another topic somehow, but like,
oh, I see it happening.
Lamar Odom's son, like the whole shit with Lamar Odom and the whole shit that he went through. Like my man had a baby die. His mother died. Like yo, he went through so much shit, bro. And so like, again, we don't know what these people's lives really is before, like, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what they're going through. Like we really
but Lamar
don't know.
Odom, you can see why he is the way he is because of the things you just said.
Yeah, but that's what you said. You can see it. You can see it. You can't see it with everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
this is the nature versus nurture argument. And honestly, is it naturally programmed in some of us to already have these like chemical indifferences where
it definitely is.
So you can't see that. Like there's no way, there's no sign on my forehead that says insecure, low self-esteem, unfortunately bad and terrible with talent. Like you can't see that on my forehead.
Yo, you're better than that, man.
I know, right? Thank you.
Yeah, you need to talk. You need to talk, Ali.
I've been feeling it.
Come on, let's go.
Yo, if you need it, yo, we could take the record button off. Heart to heart.
Not with you on your casting couch. I know that's usually how it starts with impressionable minds and a guy on a couch.
With the black
Exactly. Next thing you know, it's like lift up your shirt. No. What is that gonna do for my?
When was your first time?
You want the job, right? You want the job, right?
But no, and like so for Lamar,
like,
for example,
you ever been with a black guy?
Man, Rob has faith in me, huh?
So for Lamar Odom, for example, right? Like if you've never experienced working or dealing with folks who actually have addictions, it's a serious thing. Like addiction is not something that you can get out of your system. Like just wake up one morning and go, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. It's a daily struggle. Like they have to work on it every single day, and that's easier to see, right? Like when somebody starts doing something messed up because they have an addiction, but chemical imbalances, you're not going to see them unless they manifest themselves, and people who hide them, you won't find out until it's too late. And that's why, to the point that we made in the chat, the fact that he had the courage to even say something, maybe he wasn't even talking about himself, maybe he was kind of using himself
in general,
but the fact that somebody has a courage to tell folks that is what I'm scared of, that if we start saying, well, everybody's using on it now, that the people who actually do need help will become scared and like not say it.
But on Rob's point, I see Rob's point though, because to Rob's point, it's like at some point it turns into the boy who cried wolf, right? Like enough people keep lying about it and like going, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I get that. I get why like there's the scrutiny. I completely understand like that sentiment.
And lately, you've been seeing a lot of it. Well, like we said, it's been more aware.
It's kind of like the go-to.
More awareness on it than ever.
And then I just got to say this, like, traditionally in black and brown neighborhoods, in our communities, we don't
talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? That shit's really taboo. And so, like...
You crying, son? You really crying, my guy?
You let that shit
Man up,
nigga.
You let that shit fester, in 20 years from now, you get cancer. So
it's true. Absolutely. And that's why, like, I don't believe in penalizing people for actually being honest. But if you really do want to know where the line is, very simple. If you are open with society about having any sort of, well, think about it this way. If I told you that I my left arm doesn't work because I have a disability, it wouldn't let me drive cars anymore. Well, they wouldn't let me drive a car, or they wouldn't let me operate heavy machinery, right? Well, if somebody says that they legitimately have a mental issue that they feel like they can't deal with, let's see when they start taking away the ability for folks to buy firearms, when they say you can't operate these kinds of machines or whatever.
You shouldn't be able to operate a firearm with a mental disability. I'm sorry, you shouldn't.
I agree, and
but you got to be specific with the mental.
I mean, I'm not talking about a physical disability. That's different.
No, I'm talking mentally. Like, there's levels to stuff like that.
I don't know. Mental illness to me, I think the ones that I know,
that's like a
and I'm not.
I don't know if there's a gray area for me right there.
Yeah, because I'm well. To Dizzle's point, I think he's saying like there's people who have stress and struggles, and that can be sometimes confused with mental illness. So mental illness, the way that I know it, and you guys tell, again, I'm not a professional, but if you are and you're watching this, go ahead and comment and tell us a little bit more about it. But schizophrenia, bipolar disease, multiple personality disorder, depression, manic depression, what is it? Paranoia, extreme paranoia. Like those are the ones that I know of. Extreme anxiety. Those are the ones that I know of from when I took health all the way in high school. But they're probably more now. But we're talking about that, where if you can actually say that it's a clinical issue where you need either medication or extreme therapy, or you need to be held within a restricted facility. Yeah, I'm gonna say that you probably shouldn't be using a firearm because you're either a danger to someone else or yourself. But I agree. I don't want it to be like I get headaches, so now I shouldn't be allowed to get guns. Like that's.
But real quick, some of these dudes that have like the schizophrenia, bipolar, you'd be surprised who's diagnosed with that you think your neighbor, your friend, and you wouldn't really notice. So, it's different for everybody. Their scale. So some people have it worse. Some people do really well on medication. So
it's true. It pops up
right. So
in degrees. So your whole life you could have been with it, but the real outburst flared up in adult age. It triggered.
But I feel like it should definitely go. Like if you have a mental illness and you constantly getting hospitalized, I mean. You definitely shouldn't be having any weapons.
I don't think. Honestly, I don't think there's a gray area for me, guys. Like, if you've been diagnosed with a mental illness, I feel like that disqualifies you.
Oh no, no gun at all.
But I wouldn't agree with that because if I tonight went out drinking and got drunk and ended up at the hospital, and some random person says, "Oh, by the way, we ran some tests and we think that you're psychotic." I've been labeled that. And now clinically, I am considered a person who's not able to be a part of society in a normal fashion.
Right.
I'm leaving it to somebody's prognosis rather than it being an actual standardized, like, these are the steps that you must
Hold on. What is this going out to? I didn't follow that. You go out and get drunk and then somebody calls you.
No, I get arrested. I end up at a hospital or something like that. And now they're like assessing me as a person. Like, why did you do these things? And just because I'm like, whatever answer I give is not satisfactory to the person sitting in front of me. Now I've been diagnosed as a mentally ill person. That's subjective to a level where I wouldn't want to give that level of control.
I feel like something like that, like you continue to get evaluated, and then whatever the final.
But it's not like you could have.
So why should it be guilty till proven innocent rather than innocent until proven guilty? The way everything is supposed to be.
Okay, can little people ride roller coasters?
If they're tall enough.
If they're not tall enough. Can little people get on roller coasters? No.
They physically can.
No.
Physically can.
Yeah, but the rules won't permit. The rules won't permit it. It's like certain shit is for the sake of the public, bruh. And like I feel like
so ensuring that people of color don't have wealth in this country is decisions that have been made behind closed doors.
Now again,
and have been used as now. I'm just saying.
Now, okay, but now
Black business is up.
Come at me, bro.
Black business is up.
All I'm saying now, obviously, I'm speaking as if this was utopia, which we know that it's not. If there was the checks and balances, I'm talking about in a perfect world. That's all I'm talking about. That's what I mean.
But in a perfect
world, I get what you're saying.
By the age of like 3, that someone has a mental illness, right? In utopia, I'd figure it out when somebody's still
right. Or there wouldn't be mental illness.
Or there wouldn't even be mental illness. Straight up, bro. Come at me, bro. No, but I get what you're saying in that, like, it's a tricky situation to be in to try to say.
And there's not going to be a perfect solution to this.
Because you make the wrong diagnosis and somebody's allowed to get a firearm and does damage to a whole bunch of people. You'll be like, why didn't somebody stop that guy? Right? And it's like, well,
where was the check on it?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but I feel like that's better than what exists now.
Oh yeah, you're messing up my NRA affiliations, bro.
Oh, my fault.
I'm kidding. I'm not affiliated at all.
Well, technically, if you, by all your points, us as a society, we might be all mentally ill. Because look at social media comments. Like you said, Demar DeRozan put himself out there.
Rob just proved my point. Thank you, Rob. You were like, I feel like it's the trending thing now to say that you have mental problems. Everyone in society has mental problems.
You can't get a gun.
I can get a gun.
You've been self-diagnosed.
They just don't want me to have one because of my shot. Lethal with that shit. Anyway.
Listen, man, I've seen the videos of you shooting. I don't know. I didn't see anything intimidating.
So you're the aficionado now because you're a Texan.
Yo, real quick, have any of y'all shot a sniper?
No.
I shot a rifle. Not a sniper rifle.
I shot a rifle, not a sniper.
I was in PA, and we went to this.
Shot a 50 cal.
50 cal. I was gonna ask 50 cal. Ooh.
Yo, that shit like fucking butter. Yo,
bolt
that
action,
shit is so accurate.
Or single shot. What did you do?
It was single shot. So, yo, honestly, that shit was just like Call of Duty. Like with the
and I'm lethal with that too.
Yo, I was looking down the scope. I'm like, all right. He's like, yo, you gotta control your breathing. Yo, I was nasty with. I mean, granted, it was only like 50 feet away. But I was like, yeah, I could have.
60 feet or 60 yards?
No, maybe yards. I don't know how close that shit was.
60 feet. I could have been standing up with my eyes closed.
Yeah, I mean, it was close, but I was just like, yo. I felt like a man. I was like, yo, I could be the American sniper right here.
This one had the target this close.
Yeah, I'm fucking that shit up, son.
That shit just blew up.
And he was
nothing.
He's like, I shot 12 times and I hit the middle like 3, and it was this close.
Nah, it's so easy to hit your target from that close that I wasn't missing shit.
Takes out a lot.
Well, and you did it prone, right? Laying down?
Nah, I was sitting.
Oh, you did it sitting? But you did it seated with the table?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's stabilized.
Pretty much same thing.
Right.
But here's the thing, Rob, are you still playing Call of Duty?
Yeah.
All right, you getting the new one when it comes out?
I'm still deciding.
All right. Well, if you do it, I'll do it, and we're gonna put our gamers tags down in the bottom. So we can.
I'm getting the new Spider-Man and Red Dead.
Yeah, same here.
Yo, you know I never.
Y'all gonna make me get a game system now.
You should. I'm gonna get.
Yo, by the way,
PS4.
I was pretty nice in Call of Duty back in the day. But then all them shit started being the same. I was like, nah, I'm done.
Nah, me, Rob, what's his name? This dude from Kaplan. Why am I forgetting his name? Bobo's boy.
Rudy.
How am I forgetting?
Yes.
Rudy. Yes. Rudy.
You don't play as much. You got a kid.
Yeah, I haven't played Call of Duty like the last 3 of them, so I don't.
Yeah, I haven't played in a while.
But
I'm sure I'm a scrub now.
Yeah, but I think we should do this for the folks watching at home. If we can get 40 subscribers from here until when the game comes out in November, all 4 of us will get the game and the system and play it right here live for you. We'll live stream.
I'll put my
getting
Twitch
our asses kicked. Yeah,
I'll reactivate my Twitch.
Look at him. Ali's in his bag right now.
Get him.
We got 21 subscriptions. We need 19. Come on, man.
I'm about to pull up my old game clip from what was it, Black Ops. Show you how nice that was.
That's a new one coming out, Black Ops 3.
We'll put them on the channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We'll put them on the channel of you shooting targets this close. Call it. Yeah. Diz was saying, sick kill, bro. And he was right behind the guy.
Yo, it's funny. The last time I played Call of Duty, I thought I was so nice. Oh my god, yo! I couldn't aim, couldn't kill nobody. I was running around like a dick.
I think the big change has been, I don't know if it's officially gone through. So if you're a gamer and you're watching this, please check my facts. But they were supposed to be integrating platforms, right? Where like PC gamers can play with Xbox.
Well, they have it with Xbox.
They haven't done it yet.
Yeah, they
But
haven't.
They
Sony-
haven't done it yet.
They're waiting for Sony to get on that shit.
No, so
'Cause
Xbox
and Nintendo.
Yeah.
Oh, so the
I don't
shit's
know-
not cross. It's not.
I don't know if they
No,
have
not
it,
cross
but
platform.
they will.
Xbox and PS4 will never be cross.
No,
cross-
Why
Xbox
not?
is. I think Xbox is, isn't it?
Xbox
No,
and
but not with
Nintendo.
PS4. No, for PS.
No, not with PS4. Yeah, no. So
That's
Microsoft
right.
and
And
Sony
those are-
don't really want to partner up. Yeah.
Those are the two giant juggernauts. Technically, PC's big right now because everyone who's in Fortnite likes it on the PC.
Yeah. But honestly,
Anyway.
from my understanding, playing on a PC makes you faster than folks on a console.
It does.
So like you're over here like trying to
Probably
turn-
depending on the PC though, right?
No,
yeah,
it's the most
you
quicker
upgrade.
to aim. It's more accurate.
Yeah. Now you can't play this on a regular PC either. Like, you know,
I
nowadays
don't know. I'm
games are
old
like
school.
100
I need a
gigabytes.
controller.
Well, you
I
can
need a
still play with a
controller.
controller on a system.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But you won't be as nice.
Let me show you guys what I got here. Let me show the viewers. You know what?
Did you
give me a
find it
second.
on Vipon?
The white console.
You found
He's gonna
it.
come out with
Every time that picture, yo. We should send this picture, yo. Ari Spears, get at us, yo. We found your twin.
Ali's gonna come back doing impressions, man.
Look.
What's
No.
Ari Spears known for? The Jay-Z, right? And who
Yeah.
else?
Oh,
What's the other?
Oh.
Oh man.
It's The Rock.
So let me come back here on camera for these guys. So I have tons of controllers because I'm one of those people who plays emulators, and I like to play it with the old school controllers. So I have my USB Super Nintendo
Oh,
controller.
nice. Super Nintendo.
I've got my USB Nintendo 64 controller.
Yo, I'm so mad I got rid of that in my Smash Brothers. I missed that game.
I got to play those games, bro. Old PSX,
First one.
PS2, and then this is the Xbox One. Yeah, it's Xbox One, and I have an Xbox 360 controller back there too.
Where's the Dreamcast controller? That's
So the
faultiness.
Dreamcast is the only, and the Sega one. I didn't get the Sega one yet. The original Nintendo one is pointless. Like honestly, I love the look of it, the little box controller, but it's pointless. You can just put two buttons on any one of these controllers and just play Nintendo games. But if you're interested in buying these, I'll put some links down below where you can get them on Amazon. They're real cheap, bro.
I'll just quick pay you.
quick pay me and I'll send them over to you. But yeah, so again, we're at 21 subscribers right now. If you like our show and you like this channel and you subscribe, we can get up to 40 by the time November comes around. It's doable. I don't think it's a big ask.
November? Yeah, we'll have 40 by November.
Yeah, if we can get us there.
November comes, we'll be at like 23. Like, oh,
What happened? What
So what's gonna happen is by November, all four of us are gonna open up like 6 new YouTube accounts and start subscribing to our own channel, which you can't do. By the
Oh,
way, that's
man.
not cool. Don't do that. Don't get fake subscribers.
It's frowned upon.
It is severely frowned upon. But anyway, so lots of interesting stuff going on out there, especially if you're into politics. I mean, I know we dabble in talking a little bit about the presidency and the administration, but we try to stay a little far away from it just to make sure that, you know, we don't want to get fact checked by some of these Fox News folks or these CNN folks. But if you're watching, we appreciate you. Subscribe and hit us off with some comments so we'll have something to talk about.
He mentioned the two networks that don't give two shits about facts.
Oh, shots fired. Fired.
Sarcasm translation done by Black Steve.
oh no. We're about to get mad. # fake news.
Yep.
Oh, Angela Rye doesn't do facts? I thought she does facts.
Who?
I mean, like all as a network combined. As
Yeah,
a network
she's
combined.
more
There's always like certain people on the networks that like are cool, but like as a whole, all them networks trash.
Well, of course. I mean, they all ultimately have an agenda, right?
It's because there's no network that's unbiased.
I need.
So how do you feel about
channel
Don Lemon?
We need a news channel like on the Newsroom on HBO. Y'all seen that show?
Oh, that was
Jeff
only
Daniels?
good for the first season.
But the first season was fire though.
Fire.
It was
fire.
that first season
Right
was
off the
fire.
bat.
I've never seen it, but everybody who's watched this told me it's really good.
First seasons, that's all you need to watch. That's
Yeah,
Okay.
After that, it's pretty trash.
like it's like 5 minutes within the first episode. You're just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So I can't watch it like Stevie P from like the fourth season and work my way back. No. So I believe Michael Cohen. How many counts? 8. Is that right?
No, that was Manafort.
Manafort and what? And
Manafort was built on 8 accounts and a mistrial on 10.
Cohen pled.
You got to plead guilty.
Plea.
But
But yo, he was facing 65 years, pled down to 63 months max.
I mean,
Kind of gangster. That is gangster.
that he lawyered the shit out of it. That's what he just did.
Yo, but hey, I just
Did
wonder
he-
what
did-
information
did he-
he's giving up.
I'm about to say, did he?
He gotta be giving up some info.
Did he Tony Teresi his way out of it? Is that what happened?
Oh, stop.
Oh, Stevie P would
Stop.
have understood none of that.
Stevie
wouldn't
P
understand.
Stevie P
No.
would have been like, "Is that the guy from Black Mirrors?" No, it's not.
Oh, Tony Carrasco, the Baltimore Oreo.
the guy with the Jeter home run. That guy.
So this just came out. Trump made statements about Cohen.
I'll be back in 2 seconds. Keep
He
going.
just said he's a bad lawyer.
Really? Didn't he say yesterday that he was a good guy or something like that?
Well, he said
Well, he said that in
months
the
ago
past.
that he's the best
Yeah.
lawyer ever in history. You know what Trump does all the time. Then he just came out. He's a horrible lawyer. Him and Giuliani have been looking foolish these last couple of weeks.
But
These last couple of weeks.
but it's
I
not
mean,
What,
new.
these last
Giuliani-
couple of weeks?
Giuliani more than Trump lately. Trump always, but
No,
Giuliani
Giuliani's been looking
Giuliani,
bad.
Giuliani been looking bad, man.
been looking
Giuliani, fuck
Giuliani
pissed
with,
on himself.
funny talk,
Yeah.
with his funny talking voice, where he's like, "I'm gonna make sure we do it. It's gonna be good."
Giuliani.
Let's go Yankees.
That was the
That's
worst
your
part.
point.
That was the worst part of every Yankee game, seeing Rudy Giuliani down there on first base. That was it.
I agree.
And they would always show him.
Always.
Oh,
It's like why do we show the national anthem and why do we show Rudy Giuliani in Yankee games? If you can answer that,
He wouldn't even be mayor anymore, and they would still show him.
Yeah, exactly. They would show him and Seinfeld like they were like the former presidents of the United States all the time, and Billy Crystal was the other one. Like if they,
No, Seinfeld's a Mets fan.
Yeah, watch him out.
well, he goes to.
You riding hard for Billy Crystal, huh?
No,
So Billy
Seinfeld's
Crystal-
not that man. Fuck
Oh,
Billy
okay.
Crystal. He's a Yankee
Oh, okay,
fan.
I was about to say.
Don't disrespect.
Nah, Billy Crystal's a Mets fan.
No, Billy Crystal's diehard Yankee. He'll slap you if you.
Yeah.
heard
I'm
that.
gonna edit that out so you don't get city slickered on
You
you.
don't get slapped. You don't get city slicker.
Hold on.
He gonna show up to your house wearing that new officially branded Massa hat. Yeah,
I
check
would
it
laugh
out.
at the door.
He's gonna
I
have
would
the
laugh
Yankee
if I
hat
heard the
on.
doorbell ring.
Yo,
Yo, you know, if we made that hat and went to like Alabama, we'll definitely sell out.
dude, I'm not.
Hey, maybe it's just because I'm used to seeing Billy Crystal and City Slickers.
Yeah, the Mets hat.
He did
But-
have
That's
that.
what my that's what
But in
my
every other movie he's in, I think he's worn a Yankee hat. If he's not wearing,
Yeah.
I guess I haven't seen many Billy Crystal.
He also played for the Yankees.
He
You haven't
did.
seen Monsters Inc.?
Did he sign a one-day contract or was it there in the?
But, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell played for like 7 major league teams.
Yo, that shit
Yeah.
was funny as fuck.
Yo.
Speaking of Will Ferrell, what did you guys think about the doctor that in what was it, Orlando, that got arrested and screamed, "You're treating me like a black person."
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What does that have to do with Will Ferrell?
I know, right?
So the funny part is, I've showed that to numerous people, and a good amount of people thought that was Will Ferrell because the way he was screaming on the ground and
So
the
guys-
whole
I guess like the way he was.
If Ali showed the video right now and shared it, I guarantee you would think it's Will Ferrell right now.
So for the YouTube viewers, we have a new hashtag for you. It's called Merc Segways. That's gonna be when Rob tries his best to do one of our segues here. But yeah, no, he did have the whole like "I'm on fire." He like the Ricky Bobby. going on.
Yeah.
He did have that.
I can't believe this is happening.
I mean, so
like a black person.
the soundbite sounded crazy, right?
It was a troll. It was all a setup.
It was definitely a troll. But he, at the end, when he explained it, he was like, "Well, I'm a white dude, and I get treated like this. I understand why black people don't trust the police neither."
Really?
So I was just like, "Yeah, he said that."
Then something good came out of this situation. Holy crap!
No, you didn't read that. They interviewed him, and he said, "This is all set up. I'm a 59-year-old doctor." He goes, "And I get treated like this, so I don't blame black people when they get arrested." So I'm like, but the people that get arrested kind of deserve some of it.
It depends on. Yeah, it depends.
Speaking of getting arrested, this is a segue. Did you guys see the video of the cop who was trying to arrest the guy at the gas station? And he was struggling with it because the young guy was like pretty strong. And he was like, and there was a security guard at the gas station standing right there. And it was a female. And the police officer is like struggling with this guy. And he's like, "Hey, can you help give me a hand here to restrain the guy?" And the security guard, she just had her phone the whole time, recording the whole thing. And he's like, "You're a freaking disgrace. Help me." And now, crazily enough, the reason why I think it's an important video to note, the police officer was struggling and could have clearly been overpowered by this younger guy. Never once did he reach for his firearm. Never once did he make it seem like I must end this guy's life because he's fighting me. Which says that there are police officers out there who still know that like there are people who are going to try to fight arrests. It doesn't mean
he would have took that ass whooping.
Yeah, well, or he would have gave him one back, but that kid would have learned not to fight back. You know, like that. Or he would have gotten jail time for assaulting a police officer. But that security guard who didn't help out, I don't know how I feel about it. You know what I mean? Like, she probably they don't pay me enough for this, but like
that right there.
Top flight security doesn't pay enough?
Nah, come on, security guards do not get paid, son. And it's like even in the security guard handbook, like don't get involved. Like that's their job is to call the police.
But if the police,
to be honest, a lot of the police don't get paid enough. Around the country,
they definitely don't get paid.
Like really low money.
So let's talk about the logistics.
You chose that gig though.
That's true. Well, the pension is why everybody does it. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Let's talk about the logistics from an insurance perspective. So Rob and I know a little bit about insurance.
Hold on. Go ahead.
I was just saying, and we do know that if something happens to that police officer during that arrest, the city or county which he works for is responsible for any sort of like insurance mishaps or his care if he gets hurt. Now, in the process of arresting someone with an officer, if something happened to that security guard, I don't know who pays for it, or either of them would pay for it, because like one, you're not our employee, so you're not covered by the county. And then the insurance company for the security place or the company, the little gas station that's hiring them, might say you interfered in an event that wasn't part of your job description, right? Like, so I think she might have known more than we thought she knew right on the spot about how insurance works. She's like,
they would have sued, the insurance companies would have covered anything, and she would have to sue the security guard would have to sue the culprit, I guess.
Culprit, and in a civil suit where she'd get nothing but like
the
shorts that were hanging off his ass when they arrested him. That's about it.
So it's not a segue, but it's something that ties into what you're talking about. Isn't that a supermarket in Binghamton? No, that's Wegmans. My bad. I was over here like Stegways. No.
Y'all love Wegmans. Shout out to Wegmans.
Shout out to Wegmans. Holla at us.
I like Walmart better.
Walmart?
Anyway.
Shout out to Walmart.
So, in Brooklyn.
All right, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this show. We talked about a lot of different things as promised. If you like what we've done, please hit like. If you want to share it in your networks, please do. And as always, only if you liked our show, hit subscribe, support the channel. Hit the little bell down there below underneath the description section to make sure you get notified when new videos come up. And as mentioned, in the description we'll put links to all the different things that we showed you guys during the show to make sure that if you're interested in them, you go ahead and get them the easiest way possible. As always, I'm your boy Ali, aka Hoffa, joined by from Queens, our boy Merk.
Hit subscribe. Enjoy the show.
From LES, my boy Dizzle.
Yep.
And from Long Beach, California, our boy Black Stephan.
Okay.
And this was Fresh Cuts. Thank you. Salute.
That's a fresh cut you got, Ali.
Woo!